The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Matthew.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Jesus told his disciples this parable. A man going on a journey called in his servants and entrusted his possessions to them. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to a third 1, to each according to his ability. Then he went away. Immediately, the one who received 5 talents went and traded with them and made another 5. Likewise, the one who received 2 talents made another 2. But the man who received 1 went off and dug a hole and in the ground and buried his master's money. After a long time, the master of those servants came back and settled accounts with them. The one who had received 5 talents came forward, bringing the additional 5. He said, "Master, you gave me 5 talents. See, I have made 5 more." His master said to him, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. Since you were faithful in small matters, I will give you great responsibilities. Come, share your master's joy." Then the one who had received 2 talents also came forward and said, "Master, you gave me 2 talents. See, I have made 2 more." His master said to him, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. Since you were faithful in small matters, I will give you great responsibilities. Come, share your master's joy." Then the one who had received 1 talent came forward and said, "Master, I knew you were a demanding person, harvesting where you did not plant, and gather where you did not scatter. So out of fear, I went off and buried your talent in the ground. Here, it is back." His master said to him in reply, "You wicked, lazy servant. So you knew that I harvest where I did not plant, and gather where I did not scatter. Should you not then have put my money in the bank, so that I could have got it back with interest on my return? Now then, take the talent from him, and give it to the one with 10. For to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will grow rich. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. And throw this useless servant into the darkness outside, where there will be wailing and grinding of teeth." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
My dear brothers and sisters, magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. Can you greet your seatmates? Good evening. In the gospel that we have heard together, we can see the generosity of God in our life. God is the master of every good things that we have received in our life. And we discover that there are 2 kinds of servants. The first one is the good and faithful servants of God, who received the talents from God and make the value increase. The first servant has received 10 talents from the master, and immediately he went off to do the business, and he could gain 5 more. The second one receives 2 talents from the master, and with his business, he could gain 2 more. The second kind of servants is the wicked and lazy servant, who received 1 talent from the master, but he was lazy. He dug a hole and buried the talent of the master. The first 2 are allowed to share the joy of their master. But the third one, who was lazy, was thrown away into the darkness. My dear brothers and sisters, there is something that we need to keep in mind, that the master or the Lord is very wise and prudent. He gives us the talents according to our own ability. He knows very well the capacity of each servant of his and gives them the talents according to their capacity. God never gives us a responsibility which is far beyond our capacity. God knows very well what is the best for us. In order for us to apply the gospel into our Christian life, I would like to invite you to discover what are the talents that God has given to you in your own lives. For sure, your own family is one of the most precious talents that God has given you. Your parents, your family members are really the gifts from God in your life. No one can exist without the parents. Even though sometimes the parents may not love us enough, but by nature, every parent is a gift from God to us. Because of our parent, that's why we exist. We cannot be fully human if we are alone on this earth. We need the companions of one another so that we can be fully human. So let us look at one another, our brothers and sisters, as a gift of God in our life. We need to be grateful to God. God is the master, but He really entrusted His property to His servants because He loves the servants and because He trusts the servants. God is loving us very much. That's why He gives us time, properties, talents, a chance to study our own family members. And God allows us to be His children. He is really generous to us. Are we good and faithful servants of God to take care of the gifts that God has been given in our lives? Are you a responsible father in your family? Are you a responsible mother in your family? Am I a responsible priest in the church? Let us remember, God is so kind and generous to us. Why not we kind and generous to God? Because we are His children. The talent by itself is just a talent. It needs business to increase its own value. The gift is just a gift if it is not being used. Do we use the talents of God, the time, properties, health, in an effective way? Do our life increase the happiness, the peace, harmony to the people around? Our life is really a gift given to God, given to us by God. How are we living our life, my dear brothers and sisters? God never gives us a cross which is beyond the capacity of our shoulders to carry. God never gives us a responsibility which is beyond our ability. Sometimes we may think that, Lord, my life is full of suffering, full of difficulties. My cross is too heavy for my shoulders. I cannot do it anymore. Sorry, Lord. Please understand. Let us look at Jesus on the cross. His cross was too heavy for him. That's why he fell 3 times. But because of his love to the will of the Father, and because of his love to us, he tries his best to overcome his passion to save us, because he loved enough. When we face challenges, difficulties, trials in our life, do we love enough? Only the person who is in love has the courage to overcome challenges in life. So, my dear brothers and sisters, to take care of the talents of God is not always easy. But if we have the heart which loves, and if we put our lives into the care and providence of God, for sure we can increase the value of the talents, the gifts that God has been given to us. Let us ask God to give us courage and strength so that our life can increase the happiness, joy, and peace, harmony